So data obviously is a huge deal, right? We talk about this all the time that data is the fuel for AI. Salesforce, 30 years old now, tons of data, changes over the years. The internal org, affectionately referred to as Org 62, has had many lives,
So there.
many bolt-ons, right? How have you found the data journey? Have you had to do a lot of cleanup? Has that been an issue? Or are you guys soldiering on and kind of learning as you go that data needs to be adjusted?
Yeah, I would say, and this is almost a cliche with people who do agents, is that you got to start with the data. Data quality really matters, and your agent's only going to be as smart as your data. A couple of things. Number one, I think the agents can now deal with sort of the reality of how people use CRM apps or these type of tools in general, which is you have your sort of like your transactional knowledge in the CRM app, but your
Right.
tribal knowledge in terms of like how do you actually work with customers tends to be in slides or
Right.
documents. For example,
Yep.
our sales plays are in Google Slides.
Right.
Our sales pitches are in Canvas, in Slack, something called Slack Canvas, which is like a Word document. And so, in order to make the AI, and one last thing, we want to go. I think people are now over AI search and AI summary, and they really want AI to think, help you think, right? And so, to get to that level, you need diversity of data. So, for example, we're doing something around meeting prep, and to do that, we need web search, we need the CRM data, we need unstructured data, which is all the tribal knowledge. We need third party data that tells us things about companies because we can't have an AE going to a customer and saying the wrong thing.
Right.
And so all that combined, which we do in Data Cloud, um, gets you to the magic.
Gotcha. And so do you guys have a certain process, or did you guys put processes in place that you only look at data from a certain time frame? So listen, decks and all those stuff change on a week to week basis, right? And so are you guys using a quote unquote source of truth? So, hey, we're testing this deck. This is the new sales pitch. So we're deprecating this set of data. And so it's kind of isolated. Or are you hoping that the AI is always understanding to take the latest and greatest?
Yeah, this is where old is new again. Like content management is sort of key, and so this is going to be vary for every organization. But we actually started in parallel with refining our content strategy because we just had to get started. And so we absorbed the information that existed, and only recently did we automate some of the data feeds. So as soon as the decks are updated, within 48 hours, the agent is updated.
Mm,
Um, but I think what you're now starting to talk about, I think where everyone's sort of at is like, let's get an agent out there working and high value. That's a win. But the thing you're now really going into, which is very immediately upon us, is the maintainability.
Exactly. Because how
And
long is that good for?
right, and the maintainability gets exponentially harder because people are going to have like I don't know, like if you believe the press, hundreds of agents that you got to manage. On the content management strategy, I would say we're still figuring it out. But a lot of the old techniques seem to be what we're using, right? Like you got to tag your data, you got to like expiration dates, you got to automate data feeds. Like these are all things that have pre-existed agents, but they're just
That you
now
may or
more.
may not have done well because
Yeah,
it's always the last thing. Like you still just get the deck out, just get the new play out, whatever it is. It's not that maintenance and organization and all the mundane stuff.
yeah. Well, yes, exactly. And so I think for people who've been in the industry for a while, there's always been this nirvana, MDM strategy, content management. No one's
Right.
ever seen anyone do it.
Nobody's gotten it.
Yeah, these are like the same initiatives that fail often, statistic. But this time you got to get it right because
Right.
your agent
Right.
is thinking, and it can only think as good as the data it's been given. And so, in many ways, this is a renaissance for data people, for all those people that couldn't get the CEO attention or the C-level attention or enough investment. We are investing a lot in our data organization because it's
The
that
light is shining very,
yes.
very brightly
right.
on, yeah, the challenges.